Welcome to the world of strawberries, where every juicy bite comes from a fascinating and bit labor-intensive process. If you've ever wondered how those delightful red fruits make their way from the farm to your table, you're in for a treat. Let's dive into the art of growing strawberries on large farms and explore the journey from seedling to a fully grown and juicy strawberry. Seedling preparation. Our journey begins in the seedling preparation area. This is where the future of your favorite strawberry desserts begins. Farmers carefully handpick the best strawberry roots, selecting only the strongest and healthiest ones for planting. It's like drafting the star players for a championship team. These roots are destined to become the plump, juicy strawberries that everyone craves. While the seedlings are getting prepped, out in the fields, workers are busy getting the soil ready. Not just any small garden, strawberries take acres of land. As of 2021, there were around 37,000 acres of strawberry farms in the US alone. To put that in perspective, that's enough space to grow over 1 billion pounds of strawberries each year. And it's not just happening in the US. Major strawberry-producing countries like Mexico, Spain, and Egypt contribute to the global supply, making strawberries a truly international crop. Soil preparation and bed raising. Soil preparation isn't just about getting the ground ready. It's about getting it perfect. Farmers work the soil into a fine, powdery texture. Why? Because strawberries have delicate roots that need to grow deep and strong. If the soil isn't just right, the strawberries won't get the nutrients or water they need. And we're aiming for strawberries that are perfect in both flavor and texture. Once the soil is finely prepared, farmers create raised beds. These beds help with drainage, which is a big deal because nobody wants soggy strawberries. The beds are typically 6 to 8 inches high and around 24 inches wide, which gives each plant plenty of space to grow. But we're not done yet. The next step is to cover the beds with plastic mulch. This isn't just some shiny covering to make the field look neat. It plays a key role in keeping the soil warm, conserving moisture, and preventing weeds from growing. Picture it like tucking the soil in under a warm blanket. Underneath that plastic mulch, drip irrigation lines are installed. These lines will give the strawberry plants just the right amount of water. And we'll talk about it a bit later. And the next one is the most interesting one, at least to me: planting. Now that the beds are raised and covered, it's planting time. This is where things really start moving. Workers carefully place the young strawberry plants into pre-punched holes in the plastic mulch. Each plant gets nestled into the soil, almost like giving it a little hug. The timing of planting can vary depending on where you are in the world. For example, in the US, many farms plant in mid-August, but in places like Spain or China, the schedule might shift to suit the climate. The different varieties of strawberries also have their own preferred planting times. Some, like the Sweet Albion variety, are more heat tolerant, while others, like the Chandler, need cooler temperatures. With over 600 different varieties of strawberries grown worldwide, farms need to pick the right type for their climate and soil conditions. Workers go row by row, placing thousands of seedlings into the ground. It's a labor-intensive process, but one that sets the foundation for a successful harvest. Watering system installation. Strawberries are thirsty plants, but they're picky about how they get their water. Too much and the plants could rot. Too little and they'll shrivel up. To keep things just right, farmers use drip irrigation systems. These systems run directly under the plastic mulch and deliver a steady, precise amount of water straight to the plant's roots. Strawberry plants typically need about 1 to 2 inches of water per week, and this amount can increase during fruiting. The drip irrigation ensures that no water is wasted and that each plant gets exactly what it needs. It's a bit like giving the plants their very own hydration system without the waste of traditional sprinklers. The water runs in carefully controlled amounts, ensuring the strawberries stay hydrated without flooding. Pollination. Next up Pollination. This is where nature really steps in to lend a hand. Once the plants start to flower, millions of honeybees are brought into the fields. These busy bees aren't just for show. They play a vital role in strawberry production. Without bees, strawberries wouldn't develop properly, and farms would be in big trouble. Bees visit the flowers, transferring pollen from one to another, helping them set fruit. It's a delicate dance of nature that's absolutely essential for the crop's success. While honeybees are the primary pollinators, other insects like butterflies and even wind contribute to the process. But make no mistake, bees are the MVPs in this part of the strawberry growing journey. Some farms even monitor bee activity and adjust pollinator management strategies to maximize efficiency. This careful partnership between humans and nature is what makes large-scale strawberry farming possible. Flower bud setting. After pollination, things really start heating up in the fields. The flowers begin transforming into small green strawberries. This is called the fruit set. Farmers have to keep a close watch on the plants during this phase. Timing is everything here. The right conditions need to be maintained for the flowers to develop into fully formed fruit. Too much heat or an unexpected cold snap could slow down the entire process. Temperature plays a huge role during this period. Strawberries prefer warm days and cool nights, so farmers have to stay on top of weather patterns, sometimes using low tunnels, plastic covers, to protect the plants from extreme conditions. If done correctly, the plants will soon be loaded with tiny green berries, which gradually swell and ripen. This stage usually lasts about 4 to 6 weeks, depending on the variety of strawberry and the climate. Farmers keep the plants well watered and occasionally prune away any dead leaves to make sure the plants are directing all their energy toward growing delicious berries. Harvesting. And now we arrive at the most exciting part of the process: harvesting. This is where all the planning, planting, and care pay off. Strawberries don't ripen all at once, so harvesting takes place over several weeks. The key to a perfect harvest is timing. Strawberries are hand-picked by skilled workers who know exactly when a berry is at its peak. A perfectly ripe strawberry is bright red, slightly firm, and full of flavor. If picked too early, it won't be sweet enough. Too late, and it might start to lose its texture. Workers move swiftly through the rows, filling their baskets with berries that are ready to be enjoyed. Different methods are used to harvest, depending on the destination of the berries. Fresh market strawberries are picked with extra care to ensure they stay pristine, while berries destined for processing can be harvested in bulk. Either way, the excitement of the harvest is contagious. There's something satisfying about seeing the fields full of bright red berries, knowing they'll soon make their way to stores, markets, and eventually, your kitchen. Packing and processing. Once the strawberries are harvested, they don't just hang around in the field waiting to be eaten. Nope, these berries have places to be. The next stop is the packing and processing area, where the strawberries are sorted, cleaned, and prepped for their journey to markets around the world. For strawberries heading straight to the fresh market, workers meticulously sort through the fruit, hand-picking the best of the best. Each berry is checked for ripeness, color, and size. Only the top-tier strawberries make it into the clamshell packages you see at the store. It's like putting the prettiest jewels on display. For strawberries that aren't quite fresh market material, the next step is processing. These berries might end up in jams, jellies, frozen foods, or juices. But before that, they're cleaned, destemmed, and often flash frozen to lock in their flavor. Some large farms even use cutting-edge technology, like optical sorting machines, to separate the perfectly ripe berries from those that are damaged or overripe. It's like high-tech quality control with lasers and conveyor belts. Pretty cool, right? Once packed and ready, the strawberries are shipped out, making their way to supermarkets, restaurants, and processing plants all over the globe. From field to fridge, the journey of a strawberry is faster than you might think. In just a matter of days, those freshly picked berries could be sitting on your kitchen counter, ready for your next smoothie or dessert. Winter dormancy management. After the excitement of harvest season, you might think the strawberries get a break, but nope. Farmers are still hard at work. As winter approaches, strawberry plants enter a phase called dormancy. Think of it like hibernation for plants. The growth slows down and the plants take a rest, but there's still plenty to do behind the scenes. Farmers manage this winter dormancy carefully to ensure a successful crop the following season. In colder climates, the plants need extra protection from frost and freezing temperatures. One way farmers handle this is by covering the plants with straw or fabric to act as a blanket, keeping them snug and safe from the cold. In some regions, farmers use floating row covers or even bury the plants in straw mulch to shield them from the harshest winter conditions. But dormancy doesn't mean everything's at a standstill. During this period, the plants are still building up reserves of energy, getting ready to burst back into action when the temperatures rise again. Farmers keep an eye on the weather and monitor the plants to make sure they stay healthy through the winter months. It's all about setting the stage for another season of delicious strawberries. Weed management. While the strawberries are taking their winter nap, another battle is quietly raging in the fields: the war against weeds. Weeds are the sneaky villains of the farming world, constantly trying to steal water, nutrients, and sunlight from the strawberry plants. Left unchecked, they can quickly take over and ruin the crop. Farmers have to be proactive when it comes to weed management. One of the most effective ways they handle this is with the plastic mulch that was laid down earlier. It's not just for moisture control, it also acts as a barrier, blocking sunlight and preventing weeds from sprouting up. However, determined weeds can sometimes find a way to sneak through, especially along the edges of the beds. To deal with these stubborn intruders, farmers use a combination of mechanical and manual methods. Mechanical weeders can uproot weeds quickly, but for smaller farms or areas close to the strawberry plants, hand weeding is still necessary. It's not glamorous work, but it's critical to keeping the strawberries healthy and happy. In some regions, farms also use cover crops to help with weed control. These crops are planted in between strawberry growing seasons and help smother weeds while enriching the soil. It's a win-win: fewer weeds and better soil for the next strawberry crop. Frost protection. One of the biggest threats to strawberry crops, especially during the critical blooming and fruit-setting stages, is frost. A sudden cold snap can spell disaster for the tender strawberry flowers, potentially wiping out an entire crop overnight. So, when the temperature drops, farmers don't just cross their fingers, they spring into action. There are a few clever methods farmers use to protect their plants from frost. One of the most common is sprinkler irrigation. It might seem counterintuitive to spray water on plants to protect them from freezing, but here's the trick. As the water freezes, it releases heat, which can actually keep the temperature around the plants just warm enough to prevent damage. It's like wrapping the plants in a thin layer of ice armor that shields them from the cold. Another method involves using wind machines, which help circulate the air and prevent frost from settling on the plants. These machines create a gentle breeze that mixes the cold air near the ground with warmer air above, raising the temperature just enough to keep the strawberries safe. In some areas, farmers even use giant heaters or flaming torches to keep the air around the plants warm. It's a bit like a battlefield, with farmers fighting off the cold to save their crops. But when frost is in the forecast, every minute counts, and farmers work through the night to protect their plants. As we wrap up our journey through the fascinating world of strawberry farming, it's clear that growing these delightful fruits involves a mix of art, science, and a dash of luck. From the initial seedling preparation to the careful harvesting and packing processes, each step is crucial in delivering those sweet strawberries that make our taste buds dance with joy. If you found this dive into strawberry farming as fascinating as I did, don't forget to like this video. What part of the process surprised you the most? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And of course, Make sure to subscribe for more fun farm-to-table insights like this. Hit that bell icon so you never miss out on our next deep dive. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.